What's up, people? We are back here on the Michigan Football Breakdown, focused on the defense with that man they call Vance Bedford, breaking down the Michigan Wolverines as they took on those Badgers of Wisconsin. And they came in looking like old school Wisconsin. They weren't throwing it around the yard, going all spread offense, air raid. They said we want to smash mouth. We want to try to run it down their throats. And for a series, they looked really good until Michigan said, let's try to shut this down. And Michigan, they said enough and held them to 10 points for the rest of the game. Joining me to break it down like he always does, Mr. Vance Bedford. Vance, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. It's a beautiful day in Colorado. High 61, no clouds in the sky, man. You gotta love it down here.
Yeah, man. It's a lot to talk about. A lot to correct too. So we gonna definitely talk about that because I asked the question about the thing that ails Michigan most, and that's fitting the run. I wanted some insight about, hey, what are y'all doing as far as that's concerned? But I want to start off just getting your sort of broad stroke of the game as you looked at advance. What did you think of Michigan's defensive effort against those Badgers from Wisconsin?
They look pretty good. If you take away the first series, for the most part, they did a great job. They made adjustments, they made corrections, they got guys lined up to have Rob Moore back in the secondary. I think he showed some leadership, made a great play. I saw him making checks, getting guys lined up. I hadn't seen a lot of that. That allows Hillman to go and be a physical football player. He is a see ball, get ball guy. My man Moore, defensive end, I think he had a sack in his ball game. He showed up a little bit more in this ball game. So overall, you take away the first series, I thought the defense played well. Thing that I was looking at as the game went on, Sam, and I think I texted you during the game. We're zone blitzing, but the guys can't count to three. Mm-hmm. We couldn't match up. Mm-hmm. They motion a guy, and we drop a guy. He's uncovered. There's nobody within 4 or 5 yards from us. So whether it's a two high or it's a single high, whatever they're doing, they need to go back to the drawing board and make those corrections. Because going against USC next week, and you leave one of them little receivers open, it's going to be a touchdown. Sam. It's going to be a touchdown. So we have some things we have to clean up. But overall, I'm very excited about what I saw in this ball game, and I can't wait to see us get after USC down there in LA this coming Saturday.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway from this game, Vance, was Rod Moore. I think somebody said he played 18 snaps. And in those 18 snaps, he made 3 plays that nobody else in that secondary is going to make. There's that throwback, that reverse, and then the interception.
But think about it, Sam. Here's a guy who played as a freshman a few years ago with some ballers out there. I mean, that speaks highly of what he was able to do back then. Now, as he continued to grow and get older, and now coming back from an injury, I mean, he is a wise young man. He's like having a coach on the football field. He can see things that some of the other guys are not able to see. That's the difference between a good player and a potential great player, is that insight. And some guys have a lot of ability, a lot of talent, but you see, how come he can't get over the hump? He didn't have that feel, that instinct for the game, or being like a coach on the football field. The guy's a difference maker, and I would imagine right now he's somewhere around 85%. So each game they're going to play on more. He's going to get more physically game ready to play. By the time we get to, 3 or 4 more ball games, he should be going 50 plays a game. Put him out there and let's just ride him out, baby. It's like riding Secretariat, baby. Just let it go free. Just ride us on home to the finish line.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's different. I mean, wasn't food on the throwback. Only player, and it was glaring on the reverse. He was the only guy who saw it.
He was the only one. And Sam, what's crazy about that particular play, we had a defensive end guy come. Now, that was Hillman coming off the edge on a blitz. He's supposed to be looking for all those kind of plays. But he went flat down the line of scrimmage. If Moore didn't make the play, I think it's adios, and they're in the end zone. I mean, he made an outstanding play on that play. So, again, his instincts, his awareness made a big difference in that ball game for us, and key moments. The interception was a key moment. Now, they could have easily thrown PI on that particular play. The official, he reached for his flag, Sam, and he let it go. So, you know what? A little home cooking is always good, baby. Give me some grits and collard greens and some gravy. Boy, I'm all good.
Yeah, man. And so they came out, and was hitting them with Unbalanced. And Vance, they have a check when when they see Unbalanced, and I think they kind of got, there's a way when you're facing an opponent and you feel like they maybe got your checks, they kind of got your checks kind of figured out, and you try to check your system, you try to get your system changed around because they got your system, and it kind of mess you up. I kind of think that's what happened there a little bit, man.
Sam, in that first drive, there were 3, you could call it unbalanced tackle over on that first drive. The touchdown, they were in tackle over. And we weren't aligned properly. So whether they had our checks or not, we did not get a line. That's the only thing I saw. We did not get a line. So for the middle linebacker, all you got to tell the D line, hey, slide left, slide right. Forget the check. Slide left, slide right. We are good. No one moved. They had angles on everyone, and they ran a few more of those during the game. With had less success with it. I think we finally got an adjustment, and we took care of that particular formation. But that first drive, I mean, we were off balance. They had our numbers, and they did a tremendous job of running the football with Unbalanced as far as throwing the football, getting the ball out of their hands real fast. So they had a good game plan. They wanted to shorten the game, keep offense on the sideline, and they did a tremendous job because they stayed in 2nd down and 3, 2nd down and 4, which now that's tough for a defensive play caller. I thought Wink did a great job in adjusting and making some good calls as the game went on.
Yeah, man. You talked about the zone blitz being leaky, but the thing that you talk about every week, and what stands out to me as the biggest issue, because you talk about it every week more than anything else, and that's fitting the run. They get gapped every week. Power, counter, that's duo. That's what they getting hit with. Fitting those runs is a problem. So I finally asked, man, I said, listen, what is your strategy? I said, man, I talked to my man Vance. Are y'all boxing that? Are y'all spilling that? What is the strategy? And they said it depends on the call. It depends on the call. They do both. And
we talked about that, Sam. I said if they're blitzing, they got boxing. If they playing base defense, then the question comes into play: what are they doing? I'm not there. I don't know what they're telling the kids. Sometimes in the counter, the gap scheme plays, they look confused. I'm talking about the D-line, the linebackers. I'm talking about all of it. So I understand about different calls. You fit it differently. I get that. If I'm blitzing, bringing 5, you're going to box it more than likely. But if I'm not, you should spill the football. Otherwise, we're getting increased inside. Now, we did 2 weeks ago, we talked about USC, and I say they do a lot. Counter, OT, counter, OY, and we don't put this right now. They don't have to throw the football, Sam. They can run it right down our throat. So we can sit back and make excuses. Well, we fit it differently based off of the calls we make. Well, get it cleaned up.
Yeah.
If not, it's going to cost us a game.
Yeah, so I was talking to former defensive lineman Will Heiniger about this, and he said, man, I don't know. He said, me as a former defensive lineman, he said, I would rather just pick one. He said, I like it when we just spill the football all the time. He said, and just simplify. Let's just spill the football all the time and work off of that. And that would clean up a lot if there's some confusion in there. It might not be as it might not allow for some of the calls that you like to make, but it might simplify for the players and might not compromise you as much as they're compromised. I'm curious what you think about
Sam,
that.
I worked with 2 coordinators. One time at Oklahoma State, we spilled everything because he wanted to make sure that everybody always knew the backside linebacker, he was always a runner. He knew the ball was never going to hit inside. I worked in the NFL. We had Brian Urlacher. The linebacker coach say, I'm spilling everything. I want Urlacher to be a runner. So whether it was for a base defense or blitz, Urlacher knew one thing. I'm a runner. I mean, so it's based on your philosophy on how you want to simplify things. But the biggest thing, and BJ has worked with me in the past, he knew how simple I was. I always said, if you're going to put something in, what we're taking out. The one thing I didn't want is confusion. I mean, that's not the player's fault. That's your fault as a coach. So at the end of the day, whatever it is, simplify for your players so they're not confused. Because confusion in a big ball game will cost us a ball game. That's just be for real. Now, the last couple of years, Sam, we had two big elephants inside. Let's be for real. They're playing well in the National Football League right now. You couldn't run certain plays because those two guys inside would destroy everything. They ate up 4 gaps. Right now, we don't have those kind of guys. So therefore, those things are showing. So therefore, you need to clean things up because you have them 2 houses inside.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, they wasn't seeing. Those linebackers wasn't seeing what they seeing right now.
No, it's different. So clean it up right now. So now you don't get gashed. I mean, let's go all the way back to the Oklahoma game. They running quarterback counter and power, and we were hitting in 2 different ways. So you can say, well, we against this defense, we box at this defense, we spill it. Well, guess what? In the heat of the battle, if the kid's not sure, that's called a first down or maybe a touchdown. And it's not the kid's fault. That falls back on the coaches.
Yeah. It's interesting because people. I see these things that people say on Twitter, and a lot of it boils down to their, I call it confirmation bias. They have this opinion of Wink. They don't like the approach. They think he's too aggressive, and they just don't like the aggression, and it colors everything that happens after that. To me, because this front 4 has not shown itself to be the kind of front 4 that they had last year. I get why I get this year why you would want to be more aggressive. It makes sense that you would send more pressure because they don't get pressure with 4 like they got pressure with 4 last year.
Sam, I don't have an issue with what Wink is doing. I was a pressure guy. I was a pressure guy earlier, then I dropped back and played zone once I tried to narrow offensive coordinated plays. That's why I pressured early. So I don't have an issue with that. But the issue I do have is that things aren't clean right now. I mean, we can go back to 4 years ago when McDonald was the coordinator. I mean, he pressured, but he zone pressured more. When he man pressured, he had some problems also. So we can say, well, this guy's doing this and this guy doing that. At the end of the day, he has to call it as he see it. My only thing, Sam, get it cleaned up and find out what the kids do well and let them go play. Don't have no defenses every week. I never believed in that because now you are confusing your players. And it's nobody can call a perfect game. Look at Bill Belichick, what's happening to him in North Carolina right now. He is a guru of all defensive gurus. He can't stop anybody. Think about it. That's Bill Belichick. His defense is not bad. It is awful. There's a difference. So if he can't do it, okay, now let's come back. Wink. Keep doing what you're doing. Clean up the missed assignments. Clean up the run fits. And let's go play. And let's go find a way to beat USC.
Yeah, because I can see where, I mean, they're giving up a lot underneath, but they're keeping everything inside and in front. And he's saying with his aggression, all right, we might give up some plays inside and in front, but teams they're not going to be able to put together 10 play drives consistently and, get in the end zone on us. That's what he said. But to your point, Vance, if you can't stop the run, when you face good teams, they will. They will. So that's why they're going to have to, they're going to have to get cleaned up. They're going to have to get this part cleaned up, fitting the run right. And it'll be interesting to see how they get this part addressed to get this really, really tightened up for USC, because USC, surprisingly enough, for as much as Lincoln Riley is the, throw it all around the yard and go and do all that stuff, do all that tricky stuff, they're actually running the football this year.
He has to, because his defense has been so bad. He's trying to find ways to control the clock, keep his defense off the football field as much as he possibly can, at the same time score. He realizes if he goes fast and they 3 plays not in 58 seconds, he putting a bad, tired defense back on the football field. All of a sudden, the opponent has 7 points. So he realizes now, he's thinking, how can I find ways to win the football game? I got to take some time off the clock, but yet continue to have drives, protect my defense. And that's what he's done a good job of. Now, talking about USC, they starting center got hurt versus Illinois. He might be back because they had an open date. So that's 2 weeks ago. But he was injured. He didn't come back in that ball game. So we don't know those things because that's somebody we can attack. You got a backup center. That means that you got several backups in there. They move guys around to have an offensive line. So that could be an advantage to us based on what we're trying to do. But my concern, Sam, is this. USC's receivers now. We better make sure, we can get in single high all we want to. One missed tackle by a quarterback, guess what? They call that a touchdown. So understand that we're going to play the most explosive offense we have seen so far this year in the pass game. Oklahoma had a receiver that we didn't look very good. Well, guess what? USC's receiver as a group, they're a lot better than Oklahoma. It's not even close. And that kind of worries me. They do a great job running the football. You're going to see counter OT, that's a backside guard and tackle. The counter OY, that's a backside guard and a tight end. You might see that 10 times. Why? We have not fit that play correctly most of the year. I didn't say 100% of the time. I say most of the year, Sam. Because somebody going to say, well, Coach, you say all the time. No, I said a percentage of the time, most of the time. We're not fitting it right, Sam.
Mm-hmm. Is there, when you look at it, is there a primary culprit? Is it mostly the backers that you think are at fault? Is it mostly the line, or is it a combination of the two?
When you think about a counterattack, a counter or a power play, it starts with the defensive end where it's coming to. He has a job either to spill it or to bounce it. The backer's responsibility are based off of what he does. Imagine in the defense, he's supposed to spill it, but yet he goes outside the box. Well, all of a sudden, the linebackers, they're in deep trouble. That means somebody going to turn up on that backer. That ball hitting that crease, it's on the safety right now. So it starts with that defensive end on what we're asking to do, because now the play side backer is fitting off of the defensive end. And the backside linebacker is fitting off the front side linebacker. So the defensive end, it starts right there.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of Zeke Berry's return?
It was good. He made some plays when he came back. He looked pretty good. People are starting to double move us. So you look at us right now. We've gotten a double move every single game, Sam. So that's something in practice. It's tough to defend in the game, but in practice, you have to work on those things. As far as where do you break when the ball is thrown? Do I break on the outside shoulder or the inside shoulder based off the route? For example, if a guy's trying to do a hook and go, that's a 5-yard stop and a go, you should break for a guy's outside shoulder. So now the double move is dead. When you try to turn up, you run into him. If it's slant and go, you still break for the outside shoulder. So the guy should do what? He has to run into you. So their break point against the double move has been wrong. It's getting them in trouble. They going for interceptions. It's great because remember, first Zeke, he broke on the outcut. Nice play. Well, you know what? He was aggressive. They finna go at him again. Next series, guess what they got? Out and up. And he was like Casper from the go. He thought he had one. Yeah, he did. He had Casper. It was nobody there. Man, Houdini was long gone up the football field. So again, his break point, like I say, sometimes you be too greedy, Save something for the needy, Sam. He got to let it go. And that got him in trouble. So again, that's just a technique thing that I'm pretty certain they're getting cleaned up in practice.
Yeah, it is. But you got him back. You got Rod back. You played Caleb Anderson some in this game. You finally getting some of your older guys back, and you were able to play them against Wisconsin, get them some reps, some snaps before you had to go out to USC. That was so valuable. Because you said for the Oklahoma game, you said I had them go out and get them guys come back for Oklahoma. If you coming back for Oklahoma, you could have came back the week before. Might as well not play if you're gonna come back for Oklahoma.
That's right.
So there you go. Come back for Wisconsin if you're gonna play against USC.
My hands off to Wisconsin because I say they weren't very good. They had a great game plan. Their weakness was pass defense. And so we're going to try to run the football. Their weakness was pass defense. In the second half, we finally made a decision. Their weakness is pass defense. Let's see, can we throw the football? Brilliant, Sam. It took him a whole 30 minutes to figure it out. Now, I know Dr. Al been talking about the offense, but I'll tell you like this. I love me some number one. That dude's a baller. And number 4, the freshman, man, Sam, he the real deal Holyfield. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw the ball at 3 guys. 1, 4, and I think the tight end 17. Them are 3 guys. Okay, if I want a trick play, number 4 look like he can hit it and get it, he going to be my screen guy. Now, if everybody else is mad, hey, you want to transfer? Merry go round. Get your happy ass on through the door. This is how we going to win a game. I mean, hey, I'm already paying you some NIL money, so why are you crying? Be content. Go buy you some Jordans. But now, 1, 4, 17, hey, you my baller. Everybody else, hey, you want some crumbs, they'll come to you, but this is how we going to ride. And sometimes I wonder, as I was watching the game, Sam, and I'm glad I'm a fan, not a coach anymore. How come we didn't get the ball to number 1 more? What are we waiting on? Christmas? Sam, he a baller. Do they not know that? Sam, do they not know number 1 is it's like one coach used to call the guys, he a freakazoid, Sam. He a freak. And we're sitting back, and you're not getting between 5 and 7 balls thrown a game, we don't know what we're doing. And then number 4, I'm like, who is this dude? This dude from Katy, Texas. I got a condo right there in Katy, Texas, Sam. I'm like, how did I get a guy from Katy up here? He came out there, and I'm like, who is this dude? Boy, I'm like, ooh, they've been hiding him. They've been saving him for some reason. I hope he was he hurt, Sam? If he wasn't hurt, man, I need to come down to Michigan and start saying, man, what are you doing? What you waiting on? Get to the guy out here and play. We keep trying to throw balls to guys that's just guys. Them 1 and 4, until they show me different, they're getting a whole lot of action, Sam. Nothing against him. I like it. Sam, I was talking to one of my former players, say, this guy here said, Coach, you used to always say this to us. I was in the NFL, said, Coach, you say this to us all the time. I like all you guys, but I love my wife. So at the end of the day, you can't play. You're on the bench or you cut. Because if I don't do that, then I got to put a for sale sign in front of my house. Sam, I used to tell my NFL players that I had a guy tell me that the other day, he was laughing. He said, Vance, I use that same thing with my bosses. So now, for whoever the offensive coordinator is, Coach Long, 1, 4, and 17. If you don't know that, he must don't love his wife. Maybe he don't even like her. I don't know. Sam, I don't know. I mean, you call him plays. I'm calling plays. I'm like, where's number 1? Okay, number 1, 4 out there. Bam, there it is right there. Sam, you feel me? I'm trying to win ball games. I'm not trying to please everybody. They gonna transfer anyhow. Somebody can give me $1 more. Oh, I just go to that. I'm going to NIL. They give me $1 more. I gotta leave. All you can buy is a Coca-Cola. What you doing, Sam? It's the NIL transfer era. Man, I'm trying to win ball games. Think about this, Sam. Back in 1995, whatever I kept whistling on the bench because I like somebody else. That's crazy, right? No, bro. He didn't start the first series, but after that, he never came off the football field because he was the real deal. So it didn't take long to figure it out. So I'm just saying this. What we waiting on, Sam? It should go to certain guys. Other guys get crumbs, but when it comes time to get that steak, that filet, how you like that, baby? Medium well, or you like it rare, or anything in between? Because I'm finna light you up, baby.
You say they don't love their wives on offense, Vance?
Oh my, they can't, Sam. They can't. We keep going to guys that catch like me. I had the hands of stone. Sam, what are we doing? Sam, we could put up 35, 40 points a game with them cats. With our running game we got. No, we got to, blocking this. All offensive liners have gotten, in my opinion, gotten better and better every ball game. I think they finally starting to gel to a certain degree. And now, hey, who are your playmakers? As you call plays, who are your playmakers? It's just that simple. I mean, if you don't know who your playmakers are by now, then either they bad practice players, you don't trust them, or you don't trust the position coach who's saying, I should do this. Because as a position coach, I liked all my guys, Sam. But some of you guys got to be standing next to me on Gatorade because otherwise, for sales down in White's house. I mean, I'm trying to work to feed my dog, my wife. I got shelter. I got the whole bag of tricks. And you're going to cause me to move. So, no, dog, it's not working that way, Sam. It's not working that way. So, somebody probably get mad at me for saying that, but hey, I'm just shooting you straight. That's how I was as a football coach.
Listen, Vance, I said after the game, I didn't say it like you said it, but I said, listen, this is big boy business. Respect everybody, but you get to a point if you Ron Bellamy where you have to shorten that rotation.
I'm trying to tell you.
I did say that you have to shorten that rotation and tell guys, unless guys show you that they can be more consistent, you got 1 and you got 4, and then you'll rotate at your number 3 receiver until you find a third receiver who can be consistent. Or maybe you go, Denard said, I go 12 personnel.
I'm not mad at that either. I like a tight end, Sam. I like a tight Sam. Okay, I'm gonna go back to a long time ago. I hate to do it. 1997. I had 3 freshmen. We had some guys that been on the team for a couple of years. Guess what them 3 freshmen did, Sam? They played. William Peterson started for me. If he didn't start, then that means Willie would start the nickelback. Dwayne Pappan rotated in at the safety position. Why? Because they were better than the guys over there. It wasn't nothing personal against them. I'm trying to pay my mortgage, Sam. You feel me? Otherwise, I'm in the unemployment line trying to get workers' comp or something. That couldn't pay my mortgage, Sam. So what we talking about? It wasn't personal. I like all those guys. You need a recommendation? Hey, boy, he's a great worker. I mean, his focus is right. He's committed. His attitude is right. He's a good soldier. That's how it was, Sam. But it's Sam, you know what? When I was a kid playing basketball, I couldn't shoot. I'm being honest with you. But I could play defense and rebound. I would say, put me on the best guy. I'm going to hound him. They said, boy, but man, you crazy. Yeah, I could run all day. I don't hit them boys too. I dish it. I can't shoot a lick. I could play defense and rebound. Some guys didn't pick me, but that was okay. I was going to pick a shooter because I was going to be on the best guy. So again, however they fit, you put them in that position to have success. 1, 4, and 17. Come on, baby. Let's roll. They're going to score me some points because you know what those 3 guys are going to do? Open up the running game, Sam. Because now you can't load the box because we got 3 guys that we can throw to. And we need to utilize the tight end more. So again, I know Alan talked about this. My tight end's not getting enough balls, Sam. The tight end's not getting enough action. They move the sticks. We had a first-round pick there last year. 17, good football player. Move the sticks. Get the ball to a tight end. Sure-handed guy. Come on, Sam. Somebody help me. Hey, tell somebody to get on the phone with old fans. I'll tell them what it's like. I have no issues at all.
Hey, listen. I think that it is crunch time at that position. I think either guys will improve or it'll be just like you said. Targets will go elsewhere. Rotation will be shortened. It's just simple as that. That's what's going to happen.
Didn't the receiver just transfer? Or he's transferring?
Receiver just transferred, yeah.
See, life goes on, Sam. You know what? They don't miss him. Hopefully he finds a good home. But what I'm finding out, all these guys transfer, a lot of them transfer, don't play, Sam. They go other places, stay on the bench. Instead of staying right there like they did 20 years ago and work and fight and commit and eventually get that PT time now, they don't get they little bits right away. They run. We have taught kids how to quit. That's all it is. So when you're in the real world, you get in the real world. I go to work and say, well, I don't like how the coffee tastes, so I'm not going to work. Okay. Unemployment line for you, son. Here go your pink slip. We're teaching kids how to run from competition and how to compete these days because they don't like what happens. They leave too fast. And you know what? I wish that young man the best, but he's making a mistake. At the end of the day, that Michigan degree means a lot, and he's losing out.
That is great stuff. Great stuff, Vance. So let's move back over to defense. Maybe before we get to the questions, let's get your grades. Give me your grades for the Michigan defense while I start getting the questions lined up. If you have questions for Vance, put them in the chat. Have questions for Vance, put them in the chat. Vance, give me your grades for the Michigan defense versus Wisconsin.
Overall, I'm giving a B+. I think the D line for the most part was a B. The linebackers was a B, and the secondary, because my man Rob Moore was back, I'm giving him an A-. That's how you get to a B+. He made a huge difference in the overall performance of our defense. And the three players you're talking about, if he's not there, this whole game could have been totally different, Sam. Could have been totally different if he's not there. We could be talking about, well, we lost this game and we should have done A, B, C, D. Those three plays that he made a difference in the outcome of this ball game. And that's call it what it is. I mean, there's a lot of things we can say what happened, what didn't happen. What happened was he made three plays. That's what happened.
Yeah, 3 plays that nobody else on that defense would have made.
That's right.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, with that, let's start knocking these down.
Uh-oh. You laughing. What happened?
These other coaches need Gatorade drinking buddies too.
Somebody, you right on point right there. Just tell me what kind they want. They want grape or they want lemon lime. But somebody need they need to get right, Sam.
Yeah, they do.
They need to get right.
I hear you. Hey, Vance, you preaching to the choir, bro. Preaching to the choir. All right, let's start getting to the questions for Vance. All right. This one from Nala. Coach, what is your assessment of corners going into USC? Young Jair seems to get beat often. What's going on with him? Would you play young Sanders over him?
No. Sanders is right where he needs to be. He's coming off the bench right now because Barry's back. He should be getting about 20 snaps a game, and whoever becomes the best corner, then he might be getting 40 snaps a game. And we're going to play the best group of receivers that we've seen so far this year. USC, they have some guys. The quarterback reminds me of the kid from Nebraska. He's athletic. He throws a good ball. He's hard to tackle. But if he makes a bad play, the next series, he comes out and he struggles. It sticks for a while. So we can make some plays on him early. He'll struggle. It takes a while for them to get him back. I saw against Illinois, Riley had to go and sit down next to him and calm the kid down to get his head back because he was struggling after he threw an interception. But their receivers is the best we've seen this season. We need to play. I got better, Sam, and I've said this. We need to play some quarter half. We need to be rolling up every once in a while to give the corners a different look, to give the offense a different look. We do a lot of single high. And cover 4 is really technically like man-to-man for the corners. You're not giving them a down off. I mean, you got to find ways to change things up a little bit to help those guys out. If not, don't be surprised now. If we single high 70% of the time against USC, they're going to score 35 points, Sam. I'm just being honest with you.
All right. Here's one from Steve B. Coach, do you think we play too much soft zone? How are receivers always open for 10 to 20-yard plays?
No, see, this is a funny question. Don't say why. Most people say we blitz too much. So if that's true, then we're not playing zone, Sam. So it can't be one hand or the other. So which one is it? Right now, we've been playing some man-to-man or 3 zone, which is like man-to-man. So technically, out on the perimeter, the guy runs a 15-yard curl. That guy's one-on-one. He has some underneath help, but it's late. And the last ball game, we had about 4 snaps of zone blitzes, and we had guys wide open. We had miscommunication, guys not doing the right thing. But in my opinion, we don't play enough zone. We don't. We play a lot of single high 3 zone. We play some quarters. So that pressure now is on the linebackers. And based on how they playing their safeties, if they're not overly aggressive, then yeah, it's going to be a soft zone. So I can't really say, because I don't have numbers on that, Sam. I
don't. Okay. Let's go to the next one. The next question comes from Coach. Who hits harder, Dwayne Patman or Brandon Hillman?
Man, Hillman got a lot more weight than Patman. Patman would bring the noise. Now, Dwayne was a tough guy. Went as a free agent in the league, got about 3-4 years in there. But right now, Hillman's heavier. Hillman, he brings some noise. He's an aggressive player. I love the way he plays. Now, when you put Rob Moore back there, you're taking pressure off of Hillman. He's a guy that can blitz, do a lot of things, play close to the line of scrimmage. I got to give it to Hillman. Nothing against my boy Dwayne. I coach Dwayne, but My man Hillman now, he can hurt somebody. He is like Tommy Hendricks used to hit. Tommy used to knock himself out. He hit people so hard.
All right, on to the next one. This one comes from Andres Martinez. Said, Vance, how do you feel USC's rush defense stacks up against Michigan's rushing attack?
We should be able to run the ball well on those guys. If our running backs are healthy, I think we could have great success running the football because everyone really has. But it's going to go back to this. If we can't throw the ball on first down and get, anywhere from 5 to 7 yards and make a second down to 3 or 4, they're going to load the box, which makes it tough to run on. They're going to play some single high. They're going to say, we don't think your quarterback is ready to beat us. We don't think you have the receivers can beat us one-on-one. So they're going to challenge us early, loading the box. If we don't take advantage of that, it's going to be tough to run the ball on these guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to the next one. If you have questions for Vance, put them in the chat, and we will get to them. This next one comes from George Joshua. Vance, Coach Moore said that the main issue in the first series was tackling. It looked to me more like a blocking issue. On the radio, they were saying it was just scripted plays. What do you think?
And probably most offensive guys, they script their first 20 plays, but it wasn't just tackling. Our alignment was bad. So when your alignment is bad, that means it's going to be tough to tackle people because the offensive line and receivers, they have angles on everybody. And that was the biggest issue with me was the alignment. So guys were in bad positions. So now you have to make almost a great play to make a tackle. And that was the situation we were into. We got a guy who's blocking us. You got to get off a block to make this tackle. It's a good chance you're going to miss that tackle. I mean, so to me, it was more of an alignment issue and some confusion as far as how to get a line.
All right. On to the next one. Go to Henry McElpine on Facebook. So Henry said, Vance is so right. Hey, Vance, what do you do as far as our punt returner because we're losing too many yards?
Right. Samaj is back there. That should be his forte. Now, and I know people tell me how fast it is, but I work with a special teams coach in the NFL. He said, all we want to do is get 10 yards. See, 10 yards is the first down. Sometimes put your foot in the ground and go vertical. Quit trying to run from side to side. I mean, because you might run 4-3 on the track when you're in great shape with track shoes on. You got football shoes and shoulder pad. Put your foot in the ground, get vertical, and let's do a better job holding guys up. Give me a first down every time. Give me 10 yards. That's a first down. If you get 3 of those, that's 30 yards, Sam. Quit trying to make a great play. If you get vertical right now, it might turn into a 30, 40-yard return. But you running lateral all the time or running backwards, you're getting us in trouble. And again, I used to work with some punt returners. I tell them right now, all that dance and stuff, hey, go to the dance floor. Soul training is out. So you can't go to soul training anymore. So put your foot in the ground, get vertical, give me 10 yards. And that's whoever the coach, the punt returner, start coaching right now. Sam. For sales sign right there, Sam. Hey, whoever coaching the punt returner, start coaching them up because you're not coaching.
All right. The next one comes from John, who is going outside the Michigan box. Says, Vance, I live in Austin. My son is a Texas and Michigan fan. Can you give me a quick analysis of the UT-OU game?
Sam, come on. Well, the best thing for Texas is that the OU quarterback is coming back from injury. That quarterback ran the ball 20 times versus Michigan on quarterback counters, powers, and scrambles.
He's going to be back? He's going to be back for that game?
He's back for that game. He had, I think, thumb surgery or something in his non-throwing hand, so he won't be 100%. Defensively, I think that Texas defense showed some things that they weren't ready for the big show because Florida hit them in the mouth, and they did not like that. The offensive line, boy, it's not very good, Sam. Texas offensive line is pretty bad. They got embarrassed. And what Brent Venables going to do to that offense, it can get ugly fast. As a Texas Longhorn, I'm playing that game and coaching that game, we got to play almost a perfect game for Texas to beat Oklahoma. And the best things happening for us is that OU's quarterback is injured. That might be the reason why Texas can win that game.
I mean, how disappointed are the Texas people in Arch Manning? Not that you're saying that the kid. I'm talking about in the belief of what he was going to be compared to what he is.
Sam, I was never that guy. Steve Spurrier said it right. Everybody talking about the Heisman Trophy. Steve Spurrier made the comment, if he was going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate, why was he on the bench and the quarterback was playing in front of him was a 6th-round pick? See, Texas fans, they always want the big name blue chip thing. They want that Mercedes-Benz name. Sometimes you just need a Ford, just a good old Ford truck, a F-150. Let's go win some ball games. But they want that Mercedes-Benz and a Rolls-Royce. And sometimes when you get it, on the outside it looks pretty. On the inside, it got a Mazda engine in it. So it can't go very fast. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the problem right now. And I feel for the Manning kid because it's unfair to what he's going through right now. And I feel for the young man. And I'm behind him 100%. I wish him the best. But, so is life at playing at the University of Texas and the University of Michigan and the University of Florida. I coached at all 3 of those places. All 3 are public institutions. And the fans are all the same. I mean, it's like, well, we are the whatever. And you get caught up into that situation. All of a sudden, when it doesn't work out, you mad at everybody.
He going to be all right. He got about $7 million in the bank.
He's going to be fine. I mean, his last name is Manning. He got all kinds of investments. So he from that standpoint, he's good as gold. But the fans just they're not going to be happy just to get a kid a chance. It's just like the quarterback right now at Michigan. He's gotten better every ball game. He's going to continue to grow. But guess what? He's also going to make freshman mistakes. I love playing against a freshman quarterback as a defensive coordinator. I'm going to confuse him. I'm going to take away what he does well. I'm going to keep him in the pocket. If I push him, I'm going to push him to his left because he's a right-handed quarterback. He has no vision when he does that. So there's certain things I'm going to do versus him because he is a freshman to confuse him and make some bad plays in the 4th quarter when the game is on the line.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the next one. So this one guy said, do we play too much soft zone? Here's the opposite of that. Oh, he said, hey, do we need to play pressure less and play more coverage?
That's a fan. That's it. See, the fans, we just talked about that. So, I mean, which one do you want? Do you want bacon or you want sausage? Or you want a mixture? What do you want? So they just got to clean some things up. And they zone coverage, and we talked about this after the first ball game. I talked about it when Minute was a coordinator. Are you matching up underneath or are you spot dropping? If you're spot dropping, there's going to be guys open, but you have a tendency to get more interceptions because you're reading the quarterback. If you're matching, you're going to be closer to a receiver, which makes the throws tougher for the quarterback, which buys more time for the D-line. So the question is, are you matching or are you spot dropping? And to me, watching us play, we're spot droppers.
So this kind of gets into the zone blitz, Vance. If you can kind of get into what you see, Vance's thoughts on the two linebackers blitzing in the beginning of the game, leaving the middle of the field wide open. Just their zone blitz principles. Was there something in particular? Did you see guys in the same gap? Like, what did you see there?
Well, what I saw is that they motioned on this one particular zone blitz. And I saw the states just looking at each other, pointing. I don't know if they were supposed to go to a 3-zone. Majority of times when you send 2 linebackers inside, if you're on the 3 deep underneath, one of the states come down and replaces a linebacker. He matches the final number 3. We talk about 1, 2, 3. The outside receiver is 1. The next guy is 2. The next guy is 3. From outside in, you count. That guy has to match up. No one came down, so he was wide open. We had 2 safeties sitting back it looked like it was quarters. So if you're playing quarters, that means you only have fewer guys underneath. So now the 2 guys that's inside, which is probably going to be 2 defensive ends that are dropping, they now have to wall from inside out. So I don't know which one they were in, Sam. They look confused to me. So I think I texted you in the game, can we please stop running zone pressures? We have guys open every single time. Again, those are things that need to be cleaned up. What type of coverage are you playing? 3 deep underneath, or are you playing some type of 2 high, with only 2 inside guys underneath? And I don't know what they're doing. I really don't.
All right, Rod. This one comes from Nala. Vance, from what you have seen from USC's offensive line, how would you coach our front 7 to attack them?
I'm attacking them. I've got twists going up front. I mean, when we start running twists, I think that was not this. It was this game and last game too. Guys are coming clean. USC's offensive line, they struggle versus Illinois. That quarterback is running for his life. Our defensive line, especially our defensive ends, they are better than Illinois' front. Therefore, I think we can get home with our front four and every once in a while bringing a back or maybe a nickel back. We have an advantage there. We have to make this quarterback uncomfortable. Whether it's simulated pressures to give the idea we bring in extra guys, where we playing some type of two deep or quarter half behind it. We got to give that type of look. If we give them a clean look with those receivers, that quarterback can hurt us.
I can't advance. I'm blitzing coming off the bus.
How you know that? How you know that? I'm throwing the kitchen sink. I'm throwing the basement sink. Hey, I'm throwing everything at him right now. You already know what I'm doing, Sam. I'm showing and I'm dropping 8. I'm doing, you name it. I got it all coming. But that was my philosophy. I'm going to blitz you early and drop back late. I'm trying to get in the quarterback's head early, the offensive coordinator's head early. Now I'm sitting back playing zone.
See, y'all would have been talking about Vance like y'all talking about Wink. See,
man. Yes, they would, Sam. I'm like that old rubber ball. I'm just bouncing along and just bouncing right off my back, Sam.
All right, here we go to the next one. This one comes from Roderick Alexander. Vance, who are your standout players thus far? I think he probably talking about on defense. So who are your standout players on defense?
Barham is by far, he's head and shoulders above everybody else. I like the young corner Sanders. I think he has the potential. I'm going to say potential to be an exceptional football player if his growth continues. Hillman, when he plays under control, he's played really well for us this year. He's made a lot of plays, Sam. I mean, you got to get the kid credit. Houseman, this game might have been his best game because, we talked about him the previous week. Where has he been? Has he been on vacation? Did he forgot to pay his rent? I mean, I don't know where he's been. Like he finally said, I don't pay my rent and show up. He did a few things right, this particular ball game. But Barham, by far, he's head and shoulders above anybody out there.
And then Rod, would you put Rod up there now?
Rod, the plays he played, of course I would. I'm going to say Barham, then I say Rod for being back in a short time. And then, like I say, and Houseman, if he plays like he's been playing last year, start playing that way, he's going to be okay. And Hillman, I think he likes more back there. Hillman making the check, Sam. All he got to do is say, Rod, you make the check, let me go play ball. That's what he's doing. And Rod is making Hillman a better football player. Because now he's in a comfort zone where I can just turn it loose now.
So on Houseman, Jay Marion said, Vance, do you think Houseman was hesitating too much? What do you think it was?
I don't know what it is. He didn't look aggressive. Maybe he's getting blocked. Maybe he's confused. I have no idea what's going on with him. But, let's go back to last year about the first 4 or 5 ball games. Right. Sam, we talked about him being benched, almost getting benched. Then all of a sudden the light turned on. Well, again, this year, his first 3 or 4 ball games, Sam, he looked like the Houseman of the first 3 or 4 ball games a year ago.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there's not another guy that you can bring in that could take his place. Because the other linebackers, to be honest, and nothing against number 30, and I told you this during the game, Sam, he's not showing me nothing now. I know people liking him, but he's not showing me a whole lot. I'm waiting to see what everybody else is seeing. I don't have the video where I can just break down everything he's doing. I'm looking at a television copy, and I'm not jumping up for joy right now. He's just a guy. And if you have Michigan just a guy, that means your defense is going to be average. You got to have playmakers back there. I'm waiting. It's not personal. Please, against USC, get me excited about something.
All right. David Betts says, Coach, it seems like we needed to bring pressure to slow Wisconsin down. Does that much pressure have the chance to hurt us moving forward?
Anytime you pressure, you're rolling the dice. If one guy doesn't execute or hit the wrong gap, that means there's a huge gap in your defense, and now it's on the safety that's back there. So, again, I'm a pressure guy. Don't get me wrong. There are run pressures and there are pass pressures. If you have a run pressure on and they throwing a football, it's a good chance the quarterback could have time. If you have a pass pressure on this run, it's going to be some creases in there. I mean, on paper, if I'm talking at a clinic, well, if they do this, it's going to fit. But in reality, it didn't work that way. That's all clinic talk. So as long as we executing guys in the right gap, pressures are good. But when they are not now, we've seen some things this year. Guys been in the wrong gap. There's gigantic creases in there, and it's on the secondary to make a great play.
Yeah, they have. I think for him, he's been saying, all right, just don't give up a touchdown. Let's keep them out the end zone and let's limit the damage. So far, they've been able to do that. But like I said, if they can run the football though, the good teams are going to be able to cash in.
They would. So, and Wink has done a good job. I know a lot of people don't like his style of play, but again, each coordinator coming in there is going to be different. They were there, and overall, when you look at this season, and statistics go hand in hand. If your offense is struggling, sometimes the exception was last year. Your defensive stats not going to be as good unless you have great players that can play outside the defense and make great plays. And at times, our offense have been inconsistent. And so that means your defense is on the field longer. And when we're on the field longer, we see some things showing up, not in a good way that has hurt us. So it kind of goes hand in hand. People look at statistics. Statistics, sometimes they lie to you because you move things around to justify what you want to believe in.
Yeah. Good stuff says, I miss the days of 2023 when Vance had to nitpick to find anything to correct on the defense. Those were the good old days.
Oh my goodness! Come on, good stuff. Why we going there now? Why we fishing? It's like we out there. I'm fishing for catfish, and I caught a minnow. Man, can you leave that alone, brother?
Yeah.
But again, you go back to 2023. Look at the players out there, Sam.
Yeah.
How many of those guys playing in the National Football League was first, second, third round picks?
Right.
A lot of them. When I look at our defense right now, I don't see first, second, third round picks. I see some good football players. They had some exceptional players on those teams we just talked about. Lil Mike is doing what? He's starting where? In the league. Look at them do tackles. Okay, look at our defensive ends. Look at all those guys that were draft picks.
All those guys playing in the league. Chris Jenkins, I just saw him with the Bengals. Braden McGregor with the Jets. KG and Mason with the Dolphins and the Browns. I mean, you go across the board. Everybody playing in the league.
And so people don't realize that. They say, well, look at the scheme. Look at the players in that scheme. It makes a huge difference. I mean, Sam, I've been a good coach, a bad coach, everything in between. I've been 1-10 as a coach. I was off a coach. I was 13-1 or 12-0, and everything in between. I've been good, bad, and different. The better my players are, the better a coach I became. Now, when I had great players, if I can coach them, that's why I got 2 national championships, Sam. It's just that simple. Sometimes you can have great talent and can't coach them. Yeah, you win at 10 games. But if you can really coach, you're playing for championships. Right now, I don't see Barham to me as the first, second round pick. After that, I don't see that first or second round pick on the defensive side of football right now. They haven't played that way. So as a Chicago Bear football coach, when I look in the secondary, I don't see a first, second, third round pick in the secondary at the present time. At linebacker, I see my man 15. Great change of direction, good ball skills, not very productive at this particular time. Don't mean he can't improve. So again, it's coming back to the players, Sam. Players play, coaches coach.
No doubt. Blank name says, Coach, your thought on Shamari Earl's number 2, his play, or is the sample size too small to evaluate?
The sample size way too small. I mean, you're reaching on something like that. First of all, he got a lot of balls that were number 2 because the last couple of guys that were number 2 were the real deal. So he has a lot to live up to. And if that's the case, his sample size shouldn't be too small. So that's telling me something about him. Maybe he's hurt. I don't know. You know more about the situation than me. But to wear number 2, he should be out there balling, Sam. Will Johnson wore number 2. Guess what he was doing as a freshman?
Yeah.
Guess what he's doing in the league right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you wear that number 2 now. You better know who you are. I hope he hurt. That's why his sample size is small.
Yeah, he's been hurt.
He hurt. Okay, so he has a legitimate reason why his sample size is small. So not a lot I can say about him right now.
Yeah, he's been hurt, and Last couple games, he's been trying to work his way back in off that ankle injury, and so.
Oh, that's tough. DB ankle injury, that's tough, Sam. Because all you do is you plant and drive all the time. That put a lot of pressure on that ankle.
Yeah, it's about to be real this week, though, which gets to this next question from Adam Shepardson. Coach Vance, which cornerback would you like to see match up across Mekhi Lemon from USC?
I'm going to put Barry on him because he's a veteran guy. He's healthy. And so anytime you match up a guy, what you do is that now that corner can study everything he does all the time. That's what matching up is great in that situation. All you want to do is study what he does. Now, the issue you get into based on the coverage you have is guys learning different things. But when you match guys up, all you have to do is study that guy and his backup. And now he understands how he comes out of the huddle, how he gets in line, his split, everything. The details of the game right now, you cut them way down. Now it's very specific, and it benefits you as a player.
Last couple for Vance. All right. Brian Carroll says, Vance, Coach, our defensive tackles seem to be getting pushed around a little against Wisconsin with a lot of rotations. Would you like who do you like in that middle, or are they just being held too much?
I don't, first of all, I'm talking about the holding point. If you're being held, that means that you're getting your butt whipped, okay? So right now, we're getting no flags, Sam. We're getting no flags at all. So you should be throwing guys around, forcing guys to throw flags. So right now, we hadn't had a guy consistently show up inside, Sam. We haven't. That's another reason why you can see my man Wick trying to do different things pressure-wise because no one is showing up. He's rotating guys in because no one is saying, I want to be the guy. Hey, Coach, I need to be playing 50 snaps a game. And so until I was hoping Benny was going to be that guy from last year as a backup. When he came in, we didn't miss a whole lot. I was thinking he was going to be that guy this year, Sam. And at the present time, and I don't study video like everybody else does, don't have that kind of video to look at. He's not showing up like I expected him to. I thought he was going to be a baller this year.
Mm-hmm. All right. This next one, Mr. Jones says, Van, should we be concerned about double moves with the receiver talent USC has because the corners bite?
No, I'm not going to sit back and worry about no double moves. If you worry about the double moves, you'll make a play on nothing. You got to go be aggressive and teach the fundamentals. And I go back to, I had a young man out of Chicago named Walt Harris, the first-round pick. He was getting beat on double moves. So for him, I spent a lot of time watching video, teaching him where to break. So that year, he got beat on no double moves. It's when you plant to drive on a route, it's teaching the guy where to break to. And I talked about that earlier. I mean, for Zeke, he went for an interception, made a nice play. So I knew he was going to get a double move. His break point was wrong. If his break point was to the outside shoulder, there's no double move. So it's teaching guys what to break. So I'm not going to sit back and worry about that. Go be aggressive, be technique sound. Double moves don't hurt you.
All right, so Vance, let's close things out with you giving us a breakdown. All right, wait, just one last one. Vance, what coverage would you play against USC? How would you game plan against their QB? Let's finish with that.
I'm going to move. I'm going to twist. My first thing is this: how do I defend the counter and the power? So my game plan, I got to take that away. Also, I'm running some quarter, half, and the half is going to be to their best receiver. Same thing we did versus Ohio State. We did that versus Ohio State last year. So again, I'm running quarter, half. I'm moving the front. I got to find a way to take away that gap scheme play. And I'm going to roll up to their best receiver. Sometimes I won't be single high. I'm not going to change who I am. But there's certain things I'm doing to take that guy away, say, I'll make these other guys have to beat. And I'm going to stop you from running the counter. I'm taking that play away.
Mm-hmm. So with that, Vance, let's put it on the line. Give me a winner and a score.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to always go with the home team, but I'm thinking right now, I'm going to go 35-31. I think we got to score 35 points to win this ball game.
I do too. I'm right there with you.
If we score 21 points in this ball game, that means we're going to lose the game.
Yep.
Because we're not going to stop that offense. I think our offense got to control the clock, score touchdowns, not field goals. At the end of the game, ball control wise, I think we need to be somewhere. We have to be about 10 minutes more ball control than what they have to win this ball game. Too many opportunities, we could be in trouble.
We seeing it the same way, Coach Bedford. Seeing it the same way, my brother. This was fire. I learned something. I learned that the offensive coaches, they better start loving their wives.
Oh my God, Sam, you need to bring some roses and some chocolates home, baby, and play. Hey, otherwise bring a for sale sign home. Hey, Sam, they got a choice. Keep throwing it to the wrong guys. Keep doing that. By now, Sam, who are your players? Who are your players? Who can win the game? The game on the line. Who do you go to? Don't go to the third team receiver. Are you kidding me? Number one is what? He's 6'5"?
He up there. He up
Come
there.
on. What we waiting on, Sam? We getting the red zone. I got a 6'5" receiver who can take it off the rim. And we're going to put a 5'10" receiver who can't touch the net. What we doing, Sam? Hey, Sam. If somebody please send me a plumber because my garbage disposal might be going out because we throwing trash in right now because we throwing to 5'10" receivers and we got a 6'5" guy out there. Somebody please send me a plumber because the garbage disposal about to go out, Sam. So I got to tell you, huh? You know what? What are we doing, Sam? They tell you don't put eggshells down the garbage disposal because the skin and the eggshell will stop it up. Damn. Why are we putting eggshells out there at the wide receiver? What are we doing, Sam? I got 6'5" out there, basketball player. He can touch the top of the backboard. We got a guy 5'10". We're throwing to the bottom of the net. We say, oh, he should have caught that ball. Oh, we sick. What's wrong with us, Sam? I keep telling you, just let me know, Sam. I can go right to Fort Collins now. The stuff is legal here. I don't know if I can mail it or not, but it's not here in Loving where I'm living, but 10 minutes away, I can get them some live stuff down there, Sam, because somebody might need some in that office.
Hey, well, folks, tell all your friends about the defensive breakdown. Tell them to show up. They always get some nuggets. They always learn something when they come to the defensive breakdown with Coach Vance Bedford. All right, so we be breaking down USC next week. We'll look forward to it. Until then, thanks for watching another edition of the Michigan Football Breakdown focused on the defense with Vance Bedford. We'll see you next time.
Go Blue.